Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of Inside the Actor's Studio. I am your host, Johnny McTV Interviewer, and I will be interviewing some of the most inspirational women of television that you have ever seen. Inspirational to whom, you may ask? Well, only to the most sophisticated, intelligent, lovely women of all time, Emily Post. That's right. All of these TV characters were an inspirational role model to Emily at one point in her life, and it is my job to interview these delightful TV stars and find out what qualities they possessed that made Emily aspire to be them, and why, in different times in her life, did she want to be these characters. Ignore the dog in the background. He wandered onto set. My first interview of the evening is with this delightful character here, the very lovely and talented Miss Sailor Moon. Do I have that name correct?
Why, yes, you do. My name is Sailor Moon.
Now, Miss Moon, when did Emily aspire to be you, and why?
Well, that's a great question, Johnny. I have to say, I think it's because I had jewels in the barrettes that hold my pigtails up, as well as the headband, a fleet of lovely other moon characters, Sailor Jupiter and Mars and such, and, oh yes, one other thing. Oh, let me go get her. This is my cat. Isn't it cute? Yes, I had a little black cat. I believe his name was Luna. And Emily quite liked me for owning a cat because she owned one as well. So, you see, she probably just liked me because, well, I'm really pretty.
I see. Well, thank you, Miss Moon. That was very, deep.
No problem, Johnny. I'm just gonna go save the world now.
Next up, I'm joined by the ever so glamorous Miss Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Do I have your last name correct? Is it the Teenage Witch?
Well, actually, Johnny, it's Spellman, but, you can call me Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, thank you, Sabrina. Now, my first question is, how old was Emily when she was really dedicated to watching you and hoping to grow up to be just like you?
Well, I think this was after her Sailor Moon phase. I'm gonna say she was probably about 9, 10, maybe even 11.
Oh, that's a very, impressionable age. So, what characteristics did you possess that made her adore you?
Well, I was sweet as a piece of cherry pie. I had blonde hair, which every young girl wants blonde hair, don't they?
I suppose.
And, oh, let me go get her. This is my cat, Salem.
Another cat. Very much like Miss Moon had a cat.
Well, I suppose so, Johnny, but my cat talked, and I had magical powers. I would like to see Sailor Moon have magical powers.
That's arguable. But you did have the upper hand of being a real action character rather than just a cartoon.
That's correct. Emily had every reason to want to grow up to be beautiful, magical, and amazing, just like me.
Well, thank you, Sabrina. I think this was very informative. I am now joined with the ever so popular Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Hello, Buffy. Hi there, Johnny. Why, you're quite different than the other idols of Emily previously.
Well, that's correct, Johnny. You see, Emily's about
mm, 13 years old now, and she's branching out beyond the cookie cutter shows like Sailor Moon and what was the other one? Sabrina. Correct, Sabrina. So boring, so dull. Blonde and beautiful, yes, like me, but did she kill vampires in the dead of night? Date vampires in the dead of night? And do the other things in the dead of night? Um, Probably not. She was probably sleeping in the dead of night. Exactly. I was much more risque. And Emily's becoming a teenager now. She needed someone more risque like me to, I, I don't know, be cool, I suppose. Cool that you are, Buffy. What other reasons did Emily aspire to be like you when she was the age of 13, 14, perhaps even 15? Well, her big sister really liked me, and Emily just thought her big sister was the coolest person in the world. Next to me, of course. So basically, she just watched you because she thought you were different, you were edgy, popular, and cool. Uh, well, obviously. And I mean, come on, why wouldn't you want to watch me? You're not full of yourself at all, Buffy. Well, thank you, Buffy. I believe that you were quite a major part of Emily's life, and I think she really learned a lot from watching your educational programming. That she did. That she did. I am joined now with Rory Gilmore from the Gilmore Girls. Now, Rory, you seem very normal compared to the other women I've interviewed thus far. We've had, well, I don't really know what Sailor Moon is, but she did something mystical. We've had a witch, we've had a vampire slayer, and we have you. A very normal looking brunette girl who has a very strangely close relationship with her mother, who had her at a very young age, and who eats vast amounts of junk food. These are all defining characteristics of you, correct?
Um, that's very correct, Johnny. I'm just the all American good girl. I get good grades, I date really cute boys, and, yeah, I love my mom.
Well, no offense, Roy, but why did Emily aspire to be you? You just seem so different than her previous idols.
Well, I think Emily was about 15 years old, maybe 16, when she really wanted to be like me. And gosh, she just wanted to be normal. She wanted to be beautiful and popular and smart, and she knew she wasn't going to become a witch or a vampire slayer. And I just think I was a more realistic, feasible, inspirational role model for her. She wanted a good relationship with her mom, too, you know.
Well, I'm not going to say that's not a little boring, Rory, but I suppose that makes sense. Um, Anything else you'd like to add?
Um, just that school is awesome and I love my mom.
Um, Thanks, Rory. And now I'm joined with Peyton Sawyer from the ever popular One Tree Hill. First off, Peyton, why did Emily want to be like you? And how old was she when she wanted to be just like you?
Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna have to say, first off, did I mention that I'm a cheerleader? Because I'm like a really popular cheerleader.
Uh, no, but thank you for mentioning that.
Oh, right, your question. Well, Emily was probably about 16 or 17, and she really wanted to be like me because I liked to party, you know, like sex, drugs, and rock and roll and all that fun stuff. I was a popular cheerleader, obviously, but I was really artsy and dark and brooding, and I would stay in my room and I would do artsy things. And I was like really edgy, and she wanted to be edgy too because she was into drama and all the artsy stuff. But she wanted to be cool and popular too. So it's kind of the perfect mix of everything.
Perfect indeed. Any other reasons why she looked up to you?
Well, my hair is like really beautiful. And she had really frizzy big curly hair too. And she maybe thought that like if she could be like me, then it wouldn't be so bad. Of course, she could never really be like me because she'd have to, marry Chad Michael Murray and live in a big house by herself, no parental supervision, and actually look like she's 25 when she's 17, which isn't really easy to do. I imagine not. Well, you sound like a really good role model for a young girl, so thank you for making an impression on young Emily Peyton. No problem. Like, oh my God, thanks for, having me on your show.
And so, what now? What is in store for Emily in the future? Who does she look up to now? Where will she be in 10 years? I have lined up some potential candidates that Emily should perhaps consider for future television role models as she embarks upon yet another journey in her life. Young adulthood. Ooh, scary young adulthood. Let's meet the candidates.
Hi, oh my God, MG. My name is Snooky. So I'm a Guidette, not a Guido, don't get it twisted. I don't really enjoy GTL because the gym part makes me sweaty, but I like tanning, and if a boy wants to do my laundry, that's fine. I think Emily should aspire to be me because my hair is bigger than my height. And I think that she could really use a tan. I do. She's a little pasty. So she should probably work on that and maybe her life would be better. Hey, so I'm a teen mom. It doesn't really matter which one because they're all the same, really. But I'm just young and pregnant. In fact, I have a couple babies, so I'm doing pretty well. I think Emily should aspire to be me because her biological clock is ticking. She's getting pretty old. She's almost 20, and I think she really needs to start having babies if she has any hope of being famous or landing a man. So she should probably start working on that, and she can let me know how it goes. Maybe she can be on my show. Hi. I'm a real housewife of Vancouver, actually. My profession is gold digging. I have a really large shovel and really large breasts that help me with my career choice. So, yeah, I'm a professional gold digger. I do pretty well. It pays for my Botox injections and my collagen lips. They're pretty good, huh? My surgeon did a nice job. If all goes well, I'll be able to continue this profession for years to come. So I was thinking Emily should start now with the gold digging, and she could maybe be a Real House of Vancouver, in for season 12 or 15. So yeah, I really think she needs to buckle down, ignore her studies for now, and switch life directions. I think she could do it if she really puts her assets towards that goal. Oh gosh, she could be great someday.
And so we've seen the role models of yesterday and the potential role models of tomorrow. Emily watches television to find new inspiration and to admire different women. There is definitely no shortage, as we have seen with the candidates. It just lies in a matter of choosing the right one. Now, thank you for joining me, Johnny McInterviewer, for tonight's session of Inside the Actor's Studio. Join me next week as we divulge in Talking Animals of Television. Where are they now? Johnny.